Well, hello there, San Diego, and everywhere else, I guess. My name's Joshua Zeiber. This is my son,
Joseph.
and this is the Film After 11 podcast. Now, normally in this podcast, I don't tell my kids what movie we're going to watch until we sit down here and record. However, this week is a by special request episode. So, Joseph, what movie did you ask to see?
Anchorman.
Yes, so this week we're going to watch Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Joseph, what made you pick this movie?
Um uh I was I was there it was on at a sleepover and I wasn't paying attention.
So you saw part of the movie, but not the whole thing.
Yeah.
How much of the movie would you say you saw?
Like not a lot.
Not a lot. All right, well, let's watch the rest of it. I think you're going to enjoy it, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, because as they say, 60% of the time, it works all the time.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Really?
People know me.
I'm very happy for you.
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
60% of the time, every time, not all the time, every time. Can't believe I misquoted that. Joseph, you picked the movie this week. How'd you feel about it? Do you think you picked well?
Yeah.
Okay. I've noted before that you very rarely actually laugh during comedies. I heard a couple laughs from you this time.
I guess.
A couple.
Yeah.
I also saw at the end you were getting pretty antsy, but that's pretty normal as well.
Yeah.
All right, so what part of this movie or parts of this movie had you seen before when you had your sleepover and they were playing it?
I saw the big battle between all the different news channels and I saw the ending.
The brawl. Oh, so you saw the ending as well?
Yeah.
And that wasn't the end for you? You needed to see the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
I basically started watching from the brawl.
Okay.
And that's basically all of the movie, but I didn't want to tell you because I wanted to watch it again.
Wow. All right. So, Joseph, this movie was obviously a parody.
hmm
Can you tell me in what era this movie was set?
um, Probably the 80s or 90s.
Wow, that's all ancient history to you, I know. This movie was set in the 1970s.
That was my third guess.
Your, that was your random guess you would have picked. Is it the 1940s? Yeah, I realize this is all ancient history to you, but what's kind of funny is that back then there were very clear distinctions between each decade. They had different styles and fashions, and just things were very different in each decade. I don't really think that's the case anymore now. I feel like maybe that's just because I'm old now, but I feel like recent decades all kind of feel the same to each other. So this was a parody. What types of things did you pick up on that this movie was parodying, other than the obvious, which was the news?
Um, well, I mean, it was kind of over the top,
Yeah.
so it was probably parodying some comedies.
No, I mean things that are cultural, for example, things that might have been, um, common in the 1970s that today we wouldn't find acceptable anymore.
How they didn't want the woman on the news channel.
It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady, and that is a scientific fact. Uh-huh.
There's a lot of sexism in this movie, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And what was called chauvinism, which is just, macho men being macho and dismissing women. And it's the same thing as sexism. Now, obviously, this movie wasn't saying that that was a good thing. It was just, it was a parody of those things. There's also a little homophobia thrown in, not so much racism, though. But yeah. And yes, there were also references to things that were culturally specific in the 1970s, that, the type of news broadcast it was, and that sort of thing. What was your favorite scene in the movie?
I liked the ending when the dog came back and he was talking to the bears.
Baxter! Was he your favorite character?
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
And I thought the brawl was funny.
The brawl, yes. The part that so basically the parts that you'd seen before were your favorite parts.
Sure.
Did you like anything in the rest of the movie?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Okay, like for example.
I liked the parts. I liked how he would just read everything off the
Teleprompter, yep.
Yeah. And how he would just copy that exactly, even if it said things that he didn't want to say.
That's going to do it for all of us here at Channel 4 News. You stay classy, San Diego. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Damn it! Who typed a question mark on the teleprompter?
Right, and that, of course, was his undoing towards the end. I kind of wish I had a teleprompter here that would just have the words written so that I could see them.
Yeah.
You too?
Sure.
We'll just write out your script for what you're going to say here.
Yeah.
Okay. This movie's very quotable as well. Tons of famous lines in this movie that just get people will repeat all the time.
I love scotch. Scotchy, scotch, scotch.
It's called Sex Panther by Odeon. It's illegal in 9 countries.
You understand me? Dorothy Mantooth is a city. I'm in a glass case of emotion. Loud noises!
Boy, that escalated quickly.
There's a lot in this movie that's pretty quotable. So you liked Baxter the dog. This movie also, a big part of it was the romance between Ron and his co-anchor Veronica. Now that typically is a sort of thing that you get annoyed with or antsy about and don't really care for. Did you like it in this movie?
I mean, it was all right. It was kind of the main point of the movie, so I mean, you can't say nothing. You can't just ignore it. So.
Okay. Did you like the actress who played Veronica?
Yeah.
Was she an appealing character for you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Just so you know, her name is Christina Applegate. She had been a pretty famous television star in a sitcom prior to this, but also in some movies, and this was a big one for her. This movie also had a lot of other famous people, some in major roles, some in kind of cameo roles. So you had mentioned at the beginning of this movie that you knew who starred in it. Who was?
Will Ferrell.
And because you have a track record of not ever recognizing famous people, what else has Will Ferrell been in that you've seen?
Okay.
Oh my God.
It's Will Ferrell. He's got to be in like everything. I don't know.
Yeah, he's been in quite a few things. You've seen him in
Elf.
Hey, you got one. Congratulations.
Big brain right here. Big brain, remember Elf. That's it.
It's a kind of different character, to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you recognize anyone else? Well, you said one during the course of the movie. You recognized somebody.
Jack Black.
Well, guess what? Now this is happening.
Excuse me. Excuse me. What are you doing?
That's how I roll.
Yeah, you saw Jack Black, and he was in...
Oh no, I know. He's in the Minecraft movie. I know that much.
Yes, he was in that. Wasn't he in one of the Jumanji sequels as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That was what, and Anaconda.
That's true, the Anaconda
remake-ish
thing, whatever that was.
Yeah.
There was also someone who was in a movie we watched for this podcast very recently.
What was the last thing we watched?
It wasn't the last thing we watched, but it wasn't too long ago. Ben Stiller was in this movie. Did you know, number one, what we saw with Ben Stiller in it previously, and number two, who he played in this movie?
No.
Ben Stiller was Zoolander.
Oh.
And does that help you figure out who he played in this movie? Not at all. No, he played the anchor from the Latino newscast.
Spanish language news is here. Tonight's top story. The sewers run red. with Burgundy's blood.
Again, it was a very different character for him, but yeah, he was in there. Lots of other famous people: Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen was in it. Do you know who he is?
I've heard of him.
He was the camera guy. You've heard of him, okay? To be fair, he mostly stars in R-rated comedies. As this one was less than that. We talked about the sexism and the homophobia and other things that were kind of common in the era that weren't we don't really like as think as good anymore. Did you notice anything else of that nature that stood out to you? So I'm going to take that as a no. One thing that's kind of stood out to me was just the constant smoking that everyone did. I mean, they're still smoking today. Obviously, it's not an unheard of thing, but there's just, you don't see people smoking indoors in restaurants, at work. That's not allowed anymore. But yeah, back in the day, everybody smoked, and they smoked everywhere. And yeah, even on airplanes, there was a smoking section on an airplane. You're in a tube in the air, and there's nowhere to go if you don't smoke, and people's cigarette smoke is wafting back to you. So yeah, smoking was a big thing in that era, and that kind of tapered off over time, thankfully. No offense to any smokers out there. So just to cut to the chase here, Joseph. Oh wait, one more thing I want to say. So the end of the movie where they're at the zoo, and Ron and Veronica are in the pit with the bears. Did you notice that was a callback to an earlier joke? You don't pick up on much, no. Earlier in the movie, Brick Tamland had said something when they were introducing that there was going to be a woman in the newsroom. He said something about,
I read somewhere that their periods attract bears. The bears can smell the menstruation.
Well, that's just great. You hear that, Ed? Bears. Now you're putting the whole station in jeopardy.
And then at the end, she's in a pit with bears. All right. So let's just cut to the chase here, Joseph. Did you like this movie? On our scale of a W to an L, it gets a
W.
Okay. How would you say this ranks against other comedies that we've seen?
I think it ranks pretty highly, honestly.
Okay.
I have good taste.
Good taste. Okay. Better than Zoolander, which we watched recently?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
I also like that one.
Yeah, they're both good. I think this one's fun. It's more quotable, certainly. I mean, there's a lot of good quotes in that one too, but there's just a lot in this one that's one of the great things.
God! I did not see that coming!
Okay, so you enjoyed it. It's funny that there's, at the end of this movie in the credits, they had a lot of outtakes.
Yeah.
There's actually, there's much later on, they made a sequel to this, but during the time this was made, there was so much extra footage that they put together sort of a semi-sequel called Wake Up Ron Burgundy that was just made up of deleted footage. That scenes that they didn't use in this one, they put together into a mini movie. Maybe they weren't the best scenes, I guess. That's why they had to cut them. But also just for pacing, they wanted this to be a shorter movie and not a super long one. Because this is a style of comedy where they just improvise a lot. They're just riffing on jokes, left and right, whatever they think of in the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see you're losing interest here. So we'll cut out of here. Remember, if you enjoyed this podcast, please like, share, and subscribe. Watch some of our older episodes. Don't you do your thing now?
Please subscribe.
And remember to stay classy, YouTube viewers.
Well, too much screen time might give you Oxford's word of the year, brain rot.
Well, I met a little boy who put down his tablet and has now lifted up his entire neighborhood.
11-year-old Joseph Zyber spends every Monday afternoon putting together the Waterman News, a single-page newspaper with all the news fit to print, as long as it's news about Waterman Road.
My mom told me to do something with my brain.